Alright, so I'll just do a quick video showing around the van. Because there's been a lot of interest in people wanting different angles and pictures and things like that. So I'll do a couple underneath, around it, a drive from cold, that kind of thing, what the gear's like. So here we go. So first of all, just a quick overview in the engine bay. It's a 1641. It was fully rebuilt by a specialist in Australia when we were there, when we were building the van. I've changed a couple of things to make it more reliable, like the throttle linkage is different to the one in the picture, because the other one wasn't as good as we thought. So I've gone for a more expensive, reliable one, which is good. And the bottom pulley, the shiny one, it was cheap rubbish really. Looked nice, but it wasn't great, so put a proper one back on it. Can't beat the original stuff in some cases. So yeah, 1641. It's got baby Webbers on it, which there's a link to show you why I've chosen them for fuel economy and performance. It's got the breather kit on it, which the breather kit's only for helping it breathe, which stops oil leaks, which does a really good job, as you can see. Nice clean floor. It's got electric fuel pump, and there's a fuel filter as well, and there's a solenoid in there, a safety solenoid shut off, which is controlled by that relay on the left hand side. There's a dual battery in here with a split charge system. Dual batteries over on this side. There's a 240 volt hookup as well for caravan sites, and there's 12 volt power in the van, powering some cigarette lighters and USB sources. The engine's got electronic ignition, and a few other bits to make it as reliable as possible, which is good. It's got a vintage speed exhaust, which is a full stainless steel exhaust, and it sits up perfectly as it was designed to do. It's good for gas flow, and it's also nice and quiet, because I didn't want a big loud machine, which might not be everyone's preference, but it was good for what we did. There's a fire loop in there, which is protection that most VWs have, just in case. It's only a quick overview. I've probably missed a few bits, but that's the majority of it. I'll do a quick one underneath to show you. It's got a slightly deepened sump, not much, as you can see. It doesn't stick down too far. I've never had an issue with it. The gearbox is it a 5 or a 6? I can't remember, but it's off a 2 litre anyway, and the ratios have been changed to complement the engine. So at 70 miles an hour, it's about 3,500 revs. It is capable of more than 80, probably closer to 90, if not more. I've not gone further than 85, and I don't normally drive that fast, but it's capable of it if you want. The underneath of it's solid, and I've undersealed it as much as possible on a regular basis. It's got all the drive shafts, boots, suspension. It's got rear brake disc conversions, all the rods on the front, ball joints, bearings, wheel bearings all round. The wheels have been coated. We put new tyres on it while we were there before we left. So there's plenty of stuff being done to it. Here's the camera work. That Western Motor sticker is a garage that was in Australia that closed years ago. It's an iconic Australian thing. Probably don't mean so much over here, but over there everybody was talking about it, so just thought I'd mention it. Quick look through the window. I've put the bed down, so that turns into a full double. So that's good. Over the front seats we put a hammock there for the little one, and the curtains, they're all magnetic, so we didn't drill any holes anywhere, because we've had everything retrimmed. I don't want to start drilling any more holes and everything and ruin it. Okay, so that's some of that. So inside, as you can see from the pictures anyway, it's been retrimmed. There is full seat belts all around, and they are the ones designed to go with the bus, classic ones. all new. Dashboard. So it's a normal dashboard. I've put the Smiths rev counter in there because I like rev counters. And I've also put oil temperature and oil pressure gauges in simply because I like to see what's going on with the engine. So the oil pressure is good. Temperature wise, that's in Fahrenheit, and normally keep it under 180 for the trips we've been doing over here. I have run it once in 40-degree heat over in Australia, which is a different drier heat, and it was absolutely fine. I kept monitoring it and checking it, and it was fine. But again, I don't drive crazy. I've got that little dash mounted speedometer there because you've got miles an hour there, but in Australia they work in kilometres. So I had the kilometres on there rather than playing with the clocks. So you could use that in Europe if you want. It's got an old style stereo in it, which takes USB and memory card. I don't really use it much. It was just to fill in the gap. So that's there. Immobiliser, I put that in when we redid all the electrics. So all the electrics have been all redone. The immobiliser was to for the insurance purposes over in Australia. So I've got a couple of fobs for that, and there's 2 keys for the ignition, and it's 1 key for all the doors. Some of the locks are a little bit quirky. So there you go. The gears have been done, so it's I think it was a Bergman style shifter, and it makes that, along with getting all the bushes done underneath, has made it so the gears work like normal rather than being a big bowl of porridge where you can't find anything. So it's your normal H pattern, and then reverses to the left and back by lifting up that knuckle at the front. Handbrake's good because of the disc conversion. The throttle underneath the van, there is a linkage kit from a place called Butty's Bits, and it's a special mechanism under there with bearings and stuff which makes the throttle better. So I went for that because I'm a sucker for a bargain. Right, so I think what we'll do is we'll do a start from cold, we'll do a little run, and show you how the gears work, how it accelerates, things like that, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so starting from cold, immobiliser, key in, you can hear the electronic fuel pump, rev counter sorts itself out. 1, 2, 3 or 4 pumps on the pedal, and then some gas, and away she goes. You need sitting and warming up for a minute or so just to get all the oil nice. So we'll do that. I'll just pause it so you're not getting bored. Alright, so you can see the kilometres an hour thing on the dash. Oil pressure when it's cold up there. It does obviously go down a little bit when it's warm, but it's good. All the switches and everything work, and all the windows wind up and down and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I'm just going to go put some fuel in, so I'll pause it and then we'll go for a ride. Alright, so we're in neutral at the minute. Clutch down, there's first, second, third, fourth, and then reverse, lift up and pull that back. So set off in first, second, nice and easy, third. So as you can see, the gears are easy to find. I'm in a car park doing this, by the way. My wife's with the children tonight, so I can't get her to come out. So yeah, gears good. Handbrake, that's in first there. So if you want to do a hill start, you can put it in first, leave the handbrake on, and while it's in first and I've got the handbrake on, that's me trying to set off. It's pretty tight. Right, so I'll go and do a quick motorway drive, show you the speed, and then I'll do underneath the van and we'll go across any bad bits I can find.